A lot of users have been asking for some better name definition for the bounds and controls generated by Genoma. Due to its modular nature, there's no limit to how Genoma sub-rigs can be used when building a rig. That means that the same control can animate a spine, a finger, a head, anything. Selecting the proper control is more a visual task than something related to reading an item's name. Moreover, Genoma doesn't use any math expression, so if names are not unique, it is possible to use multiple rigs of the same character or different characters with the same base rig in the same scene without any need to rename anything. That said, it can be useful to be able to easily rename or add a prefix to bonds or controls, especially if we want to add more functionalities to the rigs generated by Genoma. I wrote a very simple script that can help with renaming items, and another one that I'm sure a lot of users will find very useful, since it brilliantly solves a little problem that sometimes can slow down the lightweight workflow, which is fast by nature. I've just created the rig for this spider using Genoma. While the master already can be easily identified since it contains the name of the mesh, the same doesn't apply to all the other controls. We can select them all and use the first script I want to show you, the Genoma Renamer. We can specify a prefix we want to use for the controls and press OK. Now the prefix has been added to every control we selected. We can of course rename multiple items at once. Let's select the bones of one leg and launch the script. This time we'll select Rename and click on the OK button again. We can verify how every selected bone has been properly renamed. Now let's take a look to the other plugin I wrote. How many times we have to go through a huge item list just to find the one we want to parent or target something to? Renaming doesn't solve the problem in this case. We really needed a different way to choose an item from a list. That's when the Genoma Motion Manager comes into play. Let's say we want to target this control to a null. Adding the null is a very quick operation. But now we have to open the motion panel and assign it as a target item to the control. In this case, we have to go through the whole item list till the end. Or we can use the Genoma Motion Manager, available from the Master Plugin panel. Let's see how it works. We select the item we want to act as a target and click on Select Item from Layout. The target null has been marked by a red box. We can now select the control we want to target to the null and click on Target in the Genoma Motion Manager. Done. Of course, we can do just the same for parenting. It is possible to target or parent multiple items at once. Even in this case, going through the item list from the motion panel can be not so immediate, whether the names are properly assigned or not. The Genoma Motion Manager solves this problem as well. We can, for example, select the leg control and mark it as our future parent. Then we can simply select the nulls we want to parent to the leg control and click on Parent. Done. A huge time saver, especially when dealing with very complex scenes. The Genoma Motion Manager can be used to assign parents, targets, IK goals, IK poles, but even same as items constraints, both in local and world coordinates. Let's apply a position constraint to the root of the spider. Just as before, we can mark the null and then select the root and click on Position Constraint. We can repeat the same operation assign on a Word Position Constraint as well, and why not, we can even add a Rotation Constraint. Fast and efficient. You can download these plugins from the Lightweight forums and speed up your workflow. Thanks for listening.